everyone to Micro Society's new series, Adventures with Jaida, where we recognize youth activists who are making a difference in the world. I am Jaida, your host. Since COVID, we have all been facing some very difficult times, challenges that make us feel helpless and maybe a little hopeless too. Well, today you are in for a special treat. Our guest is the youngest youth activist that we have interviewed so far, and she has found a way to feel less helpless and more hopeful. Paris Williams was 6 years old when she decided that she could make a difference in the world and discovered that helping others made her feel good too. She and her mother, who is a fifth grade teacher, live in St. Louis, Missouri. Her mother is teaching from home during COVID, and Paris goes to her school 4 days a week. The fifth day, she is schooled at home. Welcome, Paris. Our audience may find it interesting to learn that in your hometown, two of the biggest and longest rivers in North America come together, the Missouri and the Mississippi rivers. That must be beautiful and maybe a little cold, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And from the pictures I've seen, you own a poodle. What's the name?
And the Papa's dogs. Chloe and Zoe.
The names are Chloe and Zoe, but they don't actually live at my house. They live at one of my family members' house.
Oh, okay. So we understand that you started a nonprofit organization called Paris Cares Foundation to help homeless people in St. Louis. What made you interested in the homeless?
Well, when I was in kindergarten, there was this book called Little Boy's Magic. When my teacher was reading me one page, there was a homeless man and the little boy was giving him food, and I decided, if I could do something on this page, would everything start changing, but in a good way? So then I came home and my mom asked me what I wanted to do for the weekend, and I told her I wanted to give back to the homeless, and I guess it just started from there.
That's so amazing. So you decided that you can make magic too?
Yes.
That's great. How did you get started?
Well, first we started storing up some ideas, and then then we just started to buy food for the homeless. Then we would buy some bags to get and then put the food in the bags. Then we would try and find some buckets and put other bags in, and then deliver it to where we find the most homeless people. But now, since COVID, we usually go to the homeless center now.
That's awesome. So when was this?
Started last year about Thanksgiving.
Started last year about Thanksgiving, I think it was.
Well, that's amazing. So you started this before COVID, right?
Yes.
How did COVID change things for you?
Well, it didn't change much, but it changed
How we deliver them.
It changed how we delivered them, and it changed some of our plans and ideas, but we're still doing it, which is fine by me.
That's great. How does helping the homeless make you feel?
Really joyful, but that's only one word for it. It makes me feel so many good feelings that I can't even explain. It just makes me feel so good to see them enjoy the food inside.
That is so amazing. And you started a nonprofit foundation. Was that difficult?
No, not very difficult. It was actually very fun.
That's awesome. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you deliver and where?
So, we deliver bags to the homeless, and we would usually put like stuff that would like go old, like crackers and cookies and stuff like that. And where we deliver them?
Downtown St. Louis.
Downtown St. Louis, I think it. Yeah, downtown St. Louis.
Great. So it must be really difficult in the winter cold with the two rivers, and especially during COVID, right?
Yes, it's a little bit hard, but it's still very fun.
That's amazing. So what do your friends and classmates think of all of this? Do they help you?
Well, I don't know if my classmates know about it, but my kindergarten teacher, Miss Yaki, her and all of her kids in that class know about it. And some of my friends and family offer to help out sometime.
Your friends at school gave you money.
And my friends at school, they sometimes just give me a little envelope with money for the homeless.
Oh wow, it's so great to see that they're really supportive. So you remind me that we can never do so much without help from others. Does your mom help you?
Yes, she does.
That's amazing. So what does she do? How does she help you?
Well, she helps me put in the food for bags. So I would do the first row of bags, then she would do the second row if I was still finishing up the first row, and we would just fill every bag with food for the homeless, and till we were done, and we would look in the bags just to make sure we didn't get two things in one.
Wow, that's amazing. She sounds very special. You must be so grateful to her, right?
Yes, I am.
That's amazing. So, do you have a particular memory that stands out to you?
Well, me and my mom were driving around looking for some homeless people, and I think she saw one of her high school classmates, and she pulled the car over, and we gave her some bags full of food, and yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what are your goals for the future?
My goals for the future is to give as many homeless bags as I can.
I love that. So, before we end off, do you have any questions for me?
Well, yes. How did you start this whole show?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. So, I was a young activist too, and I used to do a lot of things, or still do a lot of things for my school and my community ever since I was about in kindergarten and in third grade. I actually did something similar to what you're doing now with the homeless, and I gave a lot of bags with different things out to the homeless where I live with my friends, and I just have been a really big part of my community and helping my community so much. And micro society, I go to a micro society school named JCGCS, Jersey City Global Charter School, where we do micro society all the time, and it's pretty much where we just learn how to interact with each other and what the real world would be like. And micro society has always been a big part of my life, and they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do this amazing show and interview amazing people and kids like you. And I said yes. And it was a really great opportunity, and so great meeting you too, because I get to learn a lot of new things and meet a lot of new people and get to see what everybody else does. And it also gives me ideas on what I can do to help my community.
Ooh, that's very, interesting. And I think me and my mom heard about Micro Society. I think we had a Zoom call with them, right, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you have any more questions for me?
Yes. What do you put inside of those bags?
So, when I was in third grade, I was my third grade governor because we have roles in micro society. So, with a couple other government officials from my school, we were able to sort of raise money and get different hygiene items. And this was around the winter time, so we were able to get hygiene items like deodorant and toothpaste and toothbrushes for people, and we put like food in them. So I just put a lot of things that everybody would probably need in a daily life.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Me and my mom, we put in at the winter time. We would put in like kind of stuff like that, hats, gloves, hand warmers, stuff like that.
Yes, that's amazing. And it's so great that you, at such a young age, can make such a big difference. It's really amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, it has been an honor to speak with you and a reminder that you are never too young to make a difference. Thank you, and thank your mother too. Also, thank you all for joining us today. Remember, if you have a youth activist in your micro society school who you would like to appear on our show, please send your nominations at bettertogether@microsociety.org. Thank you again, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.